How you doing, everybody? I'm Dave Gingona.
Woo. And I am Felicia, and this is sportsinthebay.net.
I feel like we went through ninja training all over again. This game was a thriller to the end. The Warriors win 98-99 to take a 2-0 lead in the Western Conference Finals, a game that came down to the last seconds.
The annoying Houston Rockets, who don't seem to go away. They played Golden State's sound defense, and Dwight Howard going into this game was questionable. He had an injury in the last game, and he played like a man who didn't have an injury of any sort.
Yeah, questionable. He had 19 points and 17 rebounds. That's how questionable he was, and he came out and he played like a lion. And it was a game where the two best players in the league, Curry and Harden, had their hands on the ball in the last second of the game, and that was the decider.
Well, Harden proving again why he was the runner-up for the MVP, scoring 38 points.
Curry had 33, but it was the defense at the end of the game between Thompson and Curry that they boxed in Harden, and they ended up knocking him to the ground, and time ran out.
Everyone was holding their breath in the Oracle.
I think Harden was still on the ground when the confetti was coming down. That's how bad that was.
Yeah, he was not happy at all.
The Warriors were actually up by 17 points at one point in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's right, Dave. They were down 3 points in the first quarter, came back and led by as much as 17, was tied at the half, 55 all, and they were also, as down as much as 6 points. So it was back and forth.
Well, let's hear from the people who played.
Got the ball off the glass, and I'm thinking just to try to get an easy one, and they did a good job of having two guys, on me, and so I couldn't attack. And when I looked up, I saw a red jersey, and it was Dwight, so I tried to throw it back to him. I mean, at that time, I'm thinking it's 5 seconds on the clock, so I tried to get the ball back, and it was still two guys right there, and I watched the film. It's just a tough play.
We talked about in the huddle, whether we scored or not, there was going to be 9 seconds left on the clock. And whether they took a timeout, I don't know if they had one or not, but to be ready for the attacks, we kind of do that in a similar situation where, if you get a stop, you push it and see what happens. So you saw James kind of put his head down. You knew he probably wasn't going to pass in that situation. So just to kind of stand him up before the three-point line, Clay funneled him right to me, and I was able to get a body on him. He threw it away to Dwight and threw it right back. And at that point, it's just don't let him get a shot off and try to be the hero. So we were able to get it done.
Dave, heading into Saturday's game, Golden State is up 2-0 in the series, and they're feeling good about that. But Draymond Green was not feeling so great about the game he played. He said he needed to work more on his aggressiveness.
Well, speaking of aggressiveness, this game was quite physical. We were in the locker room after the game, and those guys looked just beat. They were just sitting in their chairs like looking at their phones, but we had to wait quite a while because it took a while for them to get off their butts. They were pretty beat physically.
Yeah, they were, Dave. They were looking through their phones. I even heard some of the stuff that had happened at halftime on Draymond had it on his phone. I guess someone sent it to him. But yeah, we are the sports ninjas, and we did say we were tired in the beginning of this piece. However, no one is as tired as the Golden State Warriors.
But nevertheless, we did get them to talk.
It's important that we come out in Game 3 focused, locked in, and throw the first few blows. They're going to, their crowd is electric when they're in that building. They come out firing threes even more so than they do on the road. So, got to come out focused, and they feel like they lost 2 games that they should have won. I feel like we almost gave this one away, though, contrary to their belief. So we got ways to go. A lot we can get better at, but we're sitting here 2-0, and that's the most important thing.
We're going to stay positive. We're going to continue to fight and, push through it. They're a very tough team, especially at home. They have some really good offensive players. We just got to do a better job of just attacking the paint and making it tough on the inside.
We're right where we need to be. We won the 2 at home, and now we head to Houston. But it's every game's probably going to be like this.
You know, Dwight Howard said he's looking forward to getting home and having his hometown behind him for games 4 and 5.
I would be too after dealing with this roaring crowd.
They were a little quiet tonight, though. Don't you agree?
To begin with, until
Yeah.
Curry started hitting some shots. When they got
their
up,
backs were against the wall.
well, when they got up by 17 in the first quarter, this crowd was as loud as ever. And speaking of which, we had some local celebrities here. Barry Bonds was here. My good friend Roger Craig was here. Hammer was here, and we were treated to a halftime show by Montel Jordan, who showed This Is How We Do It. And
Reminiscing back to halftime at the 99-2000 All-Star Game.
That's right.
He performed with LL Cool J, and wow, I was an intern then.
so unless the Warriors close it out in Houston, we might see you back here. We might see you another step of the way. But before we go,
I missed someone tonight, though. You named all those great people, and I also want to include Mr. Fab, Oakland's own. I missed Riley tonight.
well, you know what?
That is
She's-
Riley Curry.
She's in everyone's hearts. And before we go, we're going to leave you with a little bit of the halftime show. Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It, This Is How We Did It, and this is how it's going to get done.
Follow us at @SportsInTheBay_. This is how we do it. All the buzz, and it's all because you're supposed to say it.
This is how we do it.
All right.